Thanks. But now we got Skwid and Slime coming on up here. And, ooh, we got隅田川. Very notorious step jump song, right?
Jump, okay.
I think that's like the song where like step jump patterns really come in, like they're the first, that was like the first chart that I think really made step charts exist for people, right? Where they became a lot more conscious of, oh shoot, this is like a strategy that I have to learn. This is like a technique that I have to learn. Doing those step jumps.
Ryan, do you like step jump?
I do. I love jump mashing. Like I feel like I'm like particularly pretty good at it. Yeah. I can mash jumps pretty well.
I freaking hate step jumps, bro.
It's tricky because it's like you gotta keep yourself grounded, right, to do them. I think what's hard about隅田川is like your legs kind of stiffen and tighten up after a while. That's like at least my challenge with doing隅田川. And so like if I'm struggling, I'm doing well on like the initial 7/8 of all the step jump sequences, but in that very last one, I can already feel my legs just tightening up and I start falling apart toward the very end.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. I think this is 16 I would personally try to avoid, but now I must face reality. I must face the fears. The interesting part, Skwid is playing no step area.
Yes,
no
right?
Step area.
That can be very tricky because I feel like in DDR, it's a game that you have to time a little bit visually.
Yeah.
Right? Because the songs aren't always super perfectly on sync. But you can, like, after you catch on to the sync after a while, you might have an ear for it.
Yeah, as you can see, both players are trying to adjust. So you see a little bit of slows, a little bit of fast to the cab. You know, they're playing on all these different cabs with different hardware. So they're going to have to adjust to the sync, as you're mentioning.
Yes.
And I think that's what is interesting about Skwid. Like, it makes it a little harder if you don't see the area. Right?
Exactly, right? But he's doing pretty fine because he's in the lead with about 5, but these step jumps could definitely change everything, right? We already have a miss from Slime Slide, and then also a miss from Skwid Slide.
It's what the?
All right, these step jumps, they are tricky. Slime is having trouble right here maintaining his combo. He's dropping right here. And then Skwid is also just getting an array of greats and goods and misses. Skwid's still really pulling ahead with 30 points though, but we got one more chorus of step jumps, so things could change really heavily depending on how tired their legs are.
Right here. Yeah, right here.
Yep. Skwid really pulling ahead right here.
Are you MFCing those or no?
It's just all 8th notes. What's hard about timing and MFCing 8th notes?
No big deal, right? I just... Oh, man, no big deal. Just 8th notes.
Yeah, just 8th notes. I mean, I can struggle with this song too, so.
Yeah, that was
very tricky 8th
notes. A little tricky. It was a little hard, but Skwid will pull it out. Round one, Skwid.
A very significant win, right, by 80 points right here.
Yeah, that's actually...
83.
Yeah, now that I'm getting, for me personally, as I'm getting more used to like EX scores and all that stuff, I'm seeing that 80 is, that's a lot.
80 is definitely a lot
that is quite a lot, so.
Oh yeah, Silas says easy, right?
Oh,
easy
my man
MFC.
said, yo, that's so easy,
yes.
watch this. Yeah, true, so funny.
All right, we'll see if Slime can take us to a tiebreaker round.
Yeah, so
this might be his tournament song right here.
Yeah, so Slime, as you can see, compared to the 16 with frickin' step jumps and all these crazy crossovers, this is a nice, solid lower 12, right?
Okay.
And the interesting part, especially in these lower divisions, is that a lot of players are very good either at the MA side, or we got a lot of players who are very good at the stamina side, and then we find all the unique players who are somewhere in between there. Or there are some people who just love playing just insane, like bad charts with, matchup knowledge and all that stuff. So,
something satisfying about nailing those bad charts.
So we'll see Slime opting for choosing the lower side, seeing if he can beat him on.
Yes, we can already see Slime's record on this is 7 perfect.
That is 7. Oh,
so he's definitely got the chart familiarity. Yeah. Looks like Skwid is playing this chart for the first time.
Yeah. So Slime has done this before, so this is a very interesting dynamic.
Very familiar. Oh, it looks like who's actually on a turn mod? I can't see like the turn mods on the side.
Someone, let me look. I'll look for Oh, interesting. Slime has the turn mod.
Oh, Slime's on what, left or right, right?
Yeah. So you can see Skwid is on the original chart.
Yeah.
But Slime opts for the turn.
Yeah.
I think he changes the up, the left, and the right.
Yes.
I believe.
I don't know the chart, but it must mean that he's trying to avoid doing a lot of cross. It must be a very crossover heavy chart.
Very interesting. I've never gotten really into that meta of choosing charts like that, but very interesting.
We saw it yesterday, right, when Sunny was playing Exotic Ethnic. If a song is heavy on the crossovers, and you already plan on double stepping them anyway, then you might as well just turn on shuffle to get rid of some of those crossovers.
Oh, really?
You're still going to be double stepping like other parts and sequences here, but shouldn't be a big deal at 100 and whatever low BPM this is.
But here's the thing, it's tied right now. Here we go.
I know Skwid doing really well on a sight read right here.
No, stop. It's going to come down to the wire.
Oh, one! So close. Oh, Slime is out. Skwid is moving on to Loser's Final to face Keaton.
That is crazy. Man, and he pulls it out just by one EX.
Yeah, man. Okay.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna call you out on this, but how is it fair to play with a turn mod? It don't matter if you play with a freaking turn mod, he's still lost, bro.
I mean, if Konami does it, if Konami still counts the score, then we take it, right? It's up to the player to know what's like the most optimal options, right? And so they can choose those optimal options. Sometimes the most optimal options does make the song easier, and maybe they are choosing those options because they do have a skill deficit and they don't want to deal with crossovers. It's like Shiny World, right? Like a 16 with a ton of crossovers, but just slap left or right on it, and it's easy. That's how I PFC'd it, and it's tournament legal, right? We can do it at KEC. We'll do it here.
It's not even so much the arrow. The beats are still the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's even harder, especially for people who have grinded on the same song, the same chart.
Yes, exactly,
right? Like you brought up the Sonny, who's an excellent player. He's a super cracked player. Playing Exotic Ethnic. You could play it at a set chart, but he opts. He finds it a lot easier to do shuffle.
Yes.
Because he knows the beats better.
Yes.
And he doesn't want to deal with, as you mentioned, in the crossovers or he'd rather double step it, and all that stuff.
Exactly,
it's easier for him to just hit it on the arrows, right?
Exactly, right. I do the same for Afronova too, right?
Yeah.
Like, who needs to do those running bands, those Scoobies at the beginning? Yeah.
Oh.
Because then, if you turn it on left or right, then those Scoobies in the beginning just become like a simple staircase, double helix looking pattern.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Especially when MA is the king.
Yeah, right. You want to be stable. You don't want to have to double step too often, especially at 200 BPM. And so left, right, yes.
And the interesting part is that is the risk you're taking is you're moving away from a very familiar chart.
Yeah.
Do I hear Legend of Max? Sorry,
I thought that was Paranoia Survivor.
Or Paranoia, sorry, not Legend of Max.
We hear it in the background.
Sorry,
yeah.
But what I was saying was you're running the random draw because you might get a random.
Yeah, if you're playing on shuffle, right?
If you're playing on a shuffle, that's and then you might have a pattern that's just real messed up.
Yeah.
It's so
full disclosure, my best score on the Hyper Twist CSP is from a shuffle variation, right? And so that's the thing too. It's I can already kind of tell in the first couple of steps of Hyper Twist Shuffle if I got a good one, where I won't have to do too many crossovers on the up arrow, which is kind of my weakness. Or I can tell okay, I've got a good shuffle. It's mostly going to be crossovers in that one middle section.
And it's
an RNG chance. You never know. It's a risk that you take.
And interestingly enough, you mentioned KAC, especially in the Beat Mania scene, they will opt. It's way better for them to do the randoms on Beat Mania.
Yes.
So this is a very viable strat. Not so much popular here in DDR.
Yeah.
But Beat Mania, they will usually opt for more randoms.
I mean, those fingers can go anywhere, right? It's not like you don't have to worry about double stepping your fingers too much.
Yeah, there's a whole body that we're talking about here, not just fingers.